Hey guys, welcome back to another mediocre at best video. It is me, your least favorite YouTuber, and I am not here with banger today. I'm here with an absolute dumpster fire. So, a couple minutes ago on my channel, I uploaded a video called They Made a Tall Girl 2, where it was like a 2-minute rambling of a madman. I'm the madman. And I watched it. I watched Tall Girl 2 like I watched it immediately after the video, right? And I'm here to report back on my findings. So sit back as I'm going to explain the plot of Tall Girl 2 to you so you don't have to watch it. You're welcome. Okay, so Tall Girls 2, it starts with the character Jody, which is the girl from Tall Girl 1, the tall girl, if you will, hanging out with her boyfriend at a store where she's buying him a bag because it's like their anniversary. And we also learn that apparently there's like a tall people or short people like segregation in this alternate universe. I'm gonna call the tall girl universe an alternate universe from ours because like how things work over there is really weird, and I'll get back to that hopefully. But in this universe, it's taboo, coming from the word of his name is Duncan. According to him, it is taboo for a short guy to be with a tall girl, which okay, I've never heard that before. I've heard people like not being so, but I haven't heard me like outlawed, weird, it's segregation, but it is in this universe, right? And also, after that, we learned that Jody wants to be in a musical, and I don't know, maybe it's just me, right? But she says like, oh, I've always wanted to sing, I've always wanted to be in a musical, but in the last movie, maybe it's just me, I don't remember like any of that stuff. I only remember talking about how I'm so tall and my life is so hard. That's all I remember from the last movie. Maybe she did. Maybe she in the last movie she was like, I hope to be in a musical because maybe I don't know. Maybe I was not paying attention. Okay. Then if you remember the character Stig from the last movie, the tall Swedish man, he is back in this movie, and it starts off with him getting lots of hate because of what he did in the last movie. So there's lots of Swedish hate in this movie. Then we learn that Jody's sister, Harper, the girl of the pageant that has allergies, she is getting a job that is gonna make her move to Los Angeles. Then the mom says, and I quote, I'm very fertile. Everyone says ew. I said ew, and no one wants to hear that. And yeah, from that point on, we cut back to Jody at school, where Jody's sitting down in the casting thing, right? And we see this guy. Now, in the last movie, in an escape room, Judy kissed this guy, right? And like, it was a couple 4-second thing, right? And he's back, and he's a major role in this movie. And this guy is obsessed with Jody. He needs Jody in his life. And he's in the casting room too, right? He's also trying to like get a lead. Kim, the antagonist of the last movie, is back. And she also wants to lead. But it's not much of a deal. Jody gets it like that. Why? Because Jody is great, amazing singer, amazing actress. We didn't see that in the last movie, but trust me, she's always been. I need water. I'm talking so fast. We just learned that Jody's dad has Dunkin' Donuts, his phone number, and they text, and there's no context there. I want you to know. I'm looking for minutes. Then we learn that Jody is schizophrenic. Jody starts hearing this voice in her head, right, as she gets the casting thing, because she starts becoming like, worried, right, that she's not good enough, which, I mean, everyone deals with that. That's normal, right? But she starts going, she starts going schizo. She's like, I've never heard this voice before. I'm actually starting to think now. Until now, has she like never doubted herself? But like, it wasn't like the last movie like entirely about her and how she views herself negatively. And she's just schizophrenic, who knows? Now, Jody talks to her sister, Harper, about the voice, and Harper's like, I don't have this voice, but I've seen it destroy people in the pageant, right? And she's like, but how do I fix it? And Harper's like, you have to control it. I feel like I'm actually going insane talking about this movie. I'm sweating so much because how hot it is today. Where was I? Oh, yeah, then we see the bully girl, Kim, possible. And she is with the guy from the escape room. He has a name. Tony? Okay, I'm just gonna call him Cassandra. So Cassandra is hanging out with Kim, right? And Cassandra is like, for some reason in the scene is really underacting, and Kim's really over the top, and I actually kind of liked it. So Cassandra's like, Kim, you're an asshole for literally no reason, to Jody, and I don't know why you're so heightsist against tall people, right? And then Kim's like, blah, blah, blah. I wasn't paying attention. She's blah, and then Cassandra's like, I'm gonna come back once you have some character development. I'm just gonna hop on to the next scene, and he's gone. And at this point, I was like starting to wonder, where does Stig live? Because like everyone hates Stig, and there's nothing there. I was just wondering. But yeah, I want to know my favorite line here. See, there's this girl, right? Next scene, right? There's this girl, Jody's best friend. Her name's like Fernanda, Fred, or whatever, right? But she like gets her clothing, right? I didn't know did she like make clothes in the last movie? Because in this movie she does, right? Like, it's her main plot thing, and her clothes get noticed, and they can put it in the store, right? And then like she's like, yay, I'm winning. My clothes are getting like noticed, right? And then they say the line, and I quote, "Girl bosses bossing it up." It was like, I just wanted to say that they said that line, because they said girl bossing it up. It stuck with me. Yeah. Jody has more of a schizo moment. The voice in her head keeps talking to her, singing, "Yeah, you bad, yeah." And Jody's like, she's going full schizo. And at this point, I noticed that Jody and Cassandra are getting awfully close and like flirting-ish. And I'm thinking, oh God, please God, fuck no, not a love triangle. I am so sick and tired of love triangles. I don't know anyone who loves love triangles. They're just so overdone at this point, and I feel like they're a very hard thing to do correctly, you know? Like, they're extremely hard just to make everyone care about every party, because you always know that who's gonna win, and it's not fun. They didn't do it correctly. Anyhow, in this next scene, Jody's like talking about how she might fail, and she's like, well, you know how tall people aren't coordinated, right? And at this part, I actually took offense, right? Because I googled the character's height, at least I don't know how tall the actress is. The actress might actually be the same height as the character's playing, right? But the character's 6'2", right? I'm the same height as her, right? And I was like, I'm the same height as you. I'm coordinated, right? And then I remembered a couple, like, last week or a year or two ago when I was playing VR, and I'm just gonna put the clip up because I embarrassed myself.
Oh yeah, local fat kid picks up zombies with shields. Whoa, dude, do not sneak up on me like that. Not cool. Ah! Oh, that hurts.
There, Jody had a point. And yeah, the short kid, he's making food for his dinner day with Jody. He's making a turducken, right? And his dad comes in. He's the worst. His dad actually sucks so much. He's like, "You're gonna fail. You should have made the turducken." And that's my best short kid dad impression. But then Stig comes in with the clutch, making a perfect meal. And then the date between the short kid, Duncan? Yeah, Duncan, and Jody starts. Now, at the date, right, Jody's like talking about, and then Duncan's like, well, if you need to take some time off to rehearse, I'm cool with it. And Jody's like, oh, word, and she goes to leave, and then Duncan's like, he goes, wacko crazy bonkers, right? He's like, no, you can't leave. Because apparently he didn't really mean it. He was saying it to be nice. And Jody takes offense to this. And then they blah, blah, blah. They fight. Stig stands in the corner awkwardly like a parent watching his like abusive parents go at it again. and then after that, Jody walks. And then I was like, he's not happy. At this point, I went downstairs, right, to do stuff. And I saw my little brother was like watching him too. And I'm gonna grab a quote from him, which is, it's surprisingly worse. Jody goes home. She talks to Fred, her best friend, her mom, her dad, and her sister Harper, right? Who are saying blah blah blah. Her sister Harper and Fred are saying you should just apologize, which I actually think Jody's on the right here. She shouldn't apologize. And then her mom comes in. She says relationships are about power, not talking it out, right? And like she's like meant to indicating that she has the power, right? And I'm like, Pog, right? Like, I got like a thing, right? A thought. She's like talking about how one person has to be in power in a relationship, right? Has to be dominating the other person, right? And like in my mind, the first thing that came in is I'm looking at my notes here, right? Is dad gets pegged. He does though. He utterly does. The show doesn't say, but you just know he does. The next thing on my note is not even anything like, it's just the word Stig hot. Think you're past me? I think I write that like 5 times, like in this note. My mind was not here. And yeah, Kim and her friend, Orlando, they have some drama and basically nothing there. Then let's see. Just the next thing is just, it'd be funny if his dad died. Okay. At this point, his dad drives up to school. I should specify. Duncan's dad drives up to school, right? And he reveals Stig has a sister, Stella, who is like Stig, but woman. Wild, I know. And yeah, then Duncan has some incel moments, right? You know, the things. And then we reveal that Stig has no friends because he's a loser. And now, then they talk about like, I'm struggling, right? Like they're talking about how they're struggling, they're having problems, right? If only they had someone they could talk to, right? And the only thing I read in these notes is a therapist. Because back to the alternate universe, right? In this alternate universe, therapists don't exist. You hear voices in your head, you feel down, you're dealing with stuff. Too bad. No one is a therapist in this universe. Actually, wait, not to remember it, Fred made a joke to Stig saying you would be a terrible therapist. I don't know if they exist or not anymore. I'm confused because apparently they exist, right? But no one talks about therapists. Like everyone in the show needs a therapist. Everyone in real life needs a therapist. But these people need a therapist, and they're just like, man, I need to talk to someone about all my problems. If only I had a professional. And they're like, I know who will help. A random dude. Get a therapist. Jeez. I'm thirsty again. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Anyhow, then we see that Stig and Fred are starting to get sort of, close. And like, I read in my note, I just wrote Stig plus Fernando, brackets, he's mine. And I feel like me, when I was watching that movie, was just somewhere. Why am I holding this? I was just mentally somewhere else, okay? Yeah, then we have some cat slander because cats deserve slander. Now, Stella, something bad happens. Her boyfriend, right? She has a boyfriend. Inkbar cheated on her. Terrible. She is depressed, right? So, what's his name again? I forgot. Duncan makes an alliance with Stella to forget about their exes for the purpose that, plot twist, Jody kissed Kim's friend. Jody kissed Kim's friend. And what's his name again? Duncan doesn't like that. I am forgetting things actively, so I'm just trying to like get this out now. Now, at this point, we're like halfway through the movie. Now, we cut back to Harper, who's giving shitty advice. I feel like Harper can't give good advice. She's terrible at giving advice. People should just stop asking for advice, but she's giving shitty advice, right? And in my next note, I wrote, I genuinely hope that Dunk and Jody don't get back together, and I didn't want them back together. Now, we have a fire festival where Kim's friend takes Jody to this burning pit, right? And they start throwing things in the fire. Now, Jody's trying to get over Duncan, so she throws the high heels that he gave her in the first movie, right? But she's like, no, I couldn't get over it. So Kim, like the previous antagonist, comes up with a clutch, saves the high heels. Kim redemption arc. Now, they start singing. I wasn't really paying attention as to why, but they start singing. Now, back onto the story. Fred is just like having a problem for clothes business. Her parents don't really believe in her. But Stig bought all of her clothes so she would have a sale. Yay. Oh, let's go. Now, Stig and Fred, they kiss, and I just put vomit emojis. Stig is mine. But honestly, Stig could do better. She spent the whole movie just like blasting him, treating him like if he was like Satan's literal spawn. And now they're together, I guess. But now Fred's like, girl code. I'm not allowed to be with my girlfriend's guy that she sort of liked. And like Stig's like, and and Stig's like, And then, things don't really go anywhere. That's sort of where that scene ends, because Jody comes in. Jody sees that Duncan and Stella are having a fun time together, because let's remember, they're lions. So she leaves, and then she starts going schizoid. She's like having a breakdown. She's going illusionary, right? She in this, my next one, I just wrote Juilliard, and I think this was I wanted to talk about Juilliard because there was like that one TikToker who didn't get into Juilliard, and his fans harassed like the university, and I just find that funny. I just wanted to mention that. Now, Harper, Jody and Harper, they have a talk, right, where Harper's sitting in her room. She doesn't really want to pack. She's not ready to let go of everything, right? Jody comes in, they talk about, and then Harper's like,
yeah, I actually do have that voice, but I'm just not good at dealing with it, and I lied about not having that voice.
and then I'm just, the next thing is just all line Harper says. I think it's what Jody says. Yeah, this is the line Jody says. You don't always have to have the right answer. She never has the right answer. Don't trust anything Harper speaks heresy. And yeah, Jody helps Harper pack up because remember she has to go to Los Angeles. Now, the next thing, Jody is on a boat for a party because she's, got cast as the lead. It's gonna be a big thing. And then she has a conversation with Duncan. They sort of talk a little bit things out. Duncan says, "You're amazing." I forgot her name, Jody. And then we learn that Stella is having problems with, like, her boyfriend, Igvar. And then he FaceTimes her. And then we get lines from Duncan. We don't see Igvar, right? But we get lines from Duncan saying that Igvar is hot. And his face is symmetrical. And he has good hair. But they won't trust Igvar because they're cowards. The next, thing I just wrote here is great show. And I have no idea what the fuck great show means. But great show. Now, there's a bit of a backstage talk between Kim and Jody, where Jody's like, "I can't do it, I'm too nervous." And then Kim's like,
No, you can do it.
and you're just like,
Thanks.
and then great. Jody goes out there, destroys it. I think that was a great show. Yeah. Now, Jody and Duncan, they end up getting back together. I was heartbroken, I was destroyed, I was a wreck, I was crying, clenching my, I was about to say butt cheeks, but I wanted to say bed sheets. Same things, clenching my butt cheeks out of sadness. And yeah, then there's a party, woo! And Jody cures anxiety. That's right, she finishes, anxiety gone. Wanna know what Jody said? She said, the voice in my head saying, "You suck," and I said, "Actually, I'm feeling pretty good." And boom, her anxiety gone. This is why therapists don't exist in this alternate universe, because you can just tell yourself that you're pretty okay, and your anxiety's gone. Jody's great, Judy's great. And then they dance. They have like that dancing sequence that movies legally have to have nowadays. And that's it. That is the movie. I wasted like 1 hour, 41 minutes. I can never get back. I'm good. That was good. I'm good. And yeah, that whole movie was like, I want to say it was a wild ride, but a lot of times I was bored. Like, I'm not sure as to whether or not this movie was better than the first. I'm gonna be honest, right? Because the first I found really funny from how bad it was, but this movie wasn't bad funny. It felt just mediocre, like, And it was a very young movie. Like, it's just not something that I would put on for me and my friends, like, laugh at or because we enjoy. It's just, I wouldn't watch this movie again. I would watch the first one again, right? Because I found that shit hilarious. I will not watch this movie ever again. Unless they made a third. Oh, just wait. Just saying. Anyhow, if anyone made it to your get a life, because I don't have one too. But actually, thank you for watching this far ahead and watching me have a psychotic breakdown. I am not gonna wrap my head around this movie. I will pretend it never happened. Also, at the time of recording this, it's like what, February 12th? Valentine's is on 2 days. Wait, 3 or 2. Valentine's is in a couple of days. So let's call this my Valentine's special. happy Valentine's to all of you single people, because I know every person watching this video does not have a partner. Ha! Don't worry. I'm everyone's Valentine's partner this year. All of you guys, if you're watching this video, I'm your Valentine's partner now, and you have to honor me by hitting that subscribe button. Let's go, me gang. I have no outro. I did not plan this out.
You think your life is hard? I wear a size 13 Nikes. I was born without arms. Maybe I wasn't clear. Men's size 13 Nikes. Beat that.